Alright, disclaimer here. Remember, day trading is risky. Our results are not typical. Typical result of an average trader will be to lose money. Keep in mind you're accountable for your own decisions, and there's no guarantees that watching my content will improve your trading. That being said, let's get into today's recap. We're up 2,700 on the day. After fees, we took 170 trades today, so after fees, we actually are only up 2,500, about $200 in fees today. And that's mostly due to the fact that we traded a super low priced 16 cents a share stock. And we have over 3.5 million shares of volume. So if we go to the journal here, very smooth day here. Just straight up, just going straight up throughout the day. Very slow grind over a course of 2 hours. Gave back 400 off the top, 400, 500 off the top, and then called it there. 3.4 million shares of volume. And let's get started into this recording here. Let's see, this is the video, I believe. Let's go ahead and mute this. Alright, so another thing I'm trying out is I really do want to start trading stocks above $2 again. I don't want to be permanently held back into only trading stocks under $2. And so what I'm gonna do is this next week, the next couple weeks, I'm gonna start trading stocks that are above $2, with either like small share size. So like if it's like a $3 stock, I'll use like my starter size for uh $1 stocks. And if it's like a $10 stock or plus, like TSAT was today, I'll just use one share and I'll just see how many cents a share I can get. So, here on TSAT, I was trading this open. Um, and let's see here. Where do I start trading it? So here, I take my first dip trade on it, 312 fill. Buying the dip and looking for this back over 325. It just made a push for 375. We bought the dip at 3 or 13. All right, 13, my bad. Um, and then we sold that for about 16 cents a profit. Let's see, we get back in as it's retesting 1350. We're taking profit here for the break of high a day. There we go, back in for as it's holding 1350. Taking it off at 1355, another nice 8 cents there. Let's see, do I buy this dip? No. Pretty sure that's all my trades on this one actually. 56 cents. Yeah. So on T side I just traded it a little bit and then let's see here. Next one I trade. Trying to find it. But yep, so WE starts going, went from 23 to 27. I'm buying this pullback at 25, looking for a retest of 26. Adding here for the break of 26. Ends up not going. Let's see, 25.80, does it break? So it's looking to break 25.80. Starts testing it, so watching 25.90, the break of 26. Watching 26 break. It barely breaks. I think we get out half here. 26. Let's see. Buyer there at 26. I'm selling into that buyer a little bit. And then getting out the rest here as it breaks back below 26. And so small winner there. $100 to start the day. And let me actually pull up the TraderVue on the other monitor so I can see what trades I'm about to take. Okay, so on WE, we end up going red on it because it got chopped around. And this one wasn't the one that I did good on today. The one I did good on today was, let's see. Sorry, it's a little disorganized. I don't usually do recaps. But I am trying something new. I'm trying to do some recaps for you guys, because that way you can actually see what I'm seeing on the level 2. I don't have to hide it or anything. And let's see, no big swings in P&L here. RGIT. Alright, so here on RGIT, or RGTI, I'm watching this pullback here at a 22. We get a buyer at 22 there, looking to add as that buyer gets bigger. So I'm in there 3,200 shares, watching for 25. Do we get 25? I'm taking it off there. Took off 3/4 there at 25. Now watching it back over. Let's see if we can break of 25. This bottoming wick right here for the reclaim at 26. Watching 26, there's a seller at 27, so I might be selling this at 27 if we don't break. So selling another half there at 27. Ends up squeezing to 30, adding at 30 and looking to take this off. It didn't break 30 like I wanted it to, so I took it off at 30. We only got 31 instead of 33. Adding back as we reclaimed 30, watching 33. Seller at 33. Taking it off at 32, adding back at 32. There's 36, taking it off here as we get that break. Adding back at the highs, realizing I'm adding a little bit too high, so I got back out. Big buyer there at 35, but we broke through here. Let me go back for a second so you guys can see that. Oops. So watch this big buyer show up at 35. You see it down there, 63,000 shares. We see it there on the level 2. I'm seeing it. I go ahead and buy, but we cracked below at 33 now on the bid. I'm in at 36. And I realized a couple seconds later that that buyer just completely they pulled their order. So I got out 33 for the loss. Buyer at 30. Let's see. Watching now break of 40 high a day. There's 36 in on the micro pullback. Watching 40. Possible add over 40. Taking some profit off. And it's starting to hesitate a little bit. Still holding 900. It looks like it's going to break 35. I'll get the rest out. There we go. And then watching this break 40. Nope, not going for the break, so now I waiting for the pullback. Let's see, this is at 950. Couple smaller trades. This isn't the one I was up really good on though, so let me go ahead and it's just small trades, scalping the range as it gets breaking high a day, 240 to 250. And then as it gets up to 250, it starts getting pretty choppy. So this one we end up going up 600 on at some points. And then we gave back 200 off the top. And then after this one, we started trading AMRS at 10:09. AMRS here. This one's only 16 cents a share. It was 13 cents and it just squeezed 3 cents up to 16 cents. It's up 142% on the day. Big buyer there at 16, so I'm buying into that buyer. Ends up looking like it's going to break, so I get out, break even. Big buyer shows up again, 15.90, so I'm loading in for the break of 16, back over. Watching 16, gonna look for an add here as that seller or that buyer breaks. Watching 16.20, sell wall there. You're gonna see a lot of bigger orders on this time level 2 because it's such a low price. People can afford to take lots more share size. So a big buyer on this type of stock would be something where it's close to 4 digits on the level 2. So these 3 digit ask size and bid size, this is nothing. Like 12,000 shares is nothing on this thing. It's not even like $3,000 or something like that. So yeah, the big orders on this one are closer to like 100,000 shares. When you start seeing 100,000 shares as a buyer, then that's when you get the bigger ask price or bigger bid sizes. So on this one, we start slowly scalping it. We get up 200 on it as it gets up to 17, up 300. Here I'm taking a 32,000 share position on this dip. End up selling it for break even. And then, let's see, where was my biggest position today? It was on AMRS. I had a 56,000 share position. Pretty sure. Was it here at 10:30? Skipping ahead. Was it here? No, this wasn't it. One second, I'm trying to find the trade that was really nice. I think, yeah, here it was. 1038. 1038. Yeah, right here we had just hit highs at 19, and I'm looking at this for a dip buy off of the 9 EMA. Why does it keep on freezing on me? Control Shift J. So watching this big bid here at 18, looking to get in. Big bid breaks. Okay, are we gonna hold 18 or is this gonna flush down further? So I take a starter here at 1730, 16,000 shares. Watching if it's gonna reclaim 18. Watching, taking that off, and then looking to get back in. Watching for the reclaim of 18. Get a big buyer here at 1780. It's slowly inching back up towards 1790. Taking it there at 18. No, I didn't take it there. Oh. Big buyer at 18, watching this. And as it's holding 18, I'm getting in because right here we have this bottoming wick. We just flushed through the 9 EMA, and it held up very nicely. We're still in the 18-cent range, looking for pushing through 19. And so it took 16,000 shares, 1830. I'm adding at 1850 and 1870 up to 32,000 shares. Look at that big 100,000 share buyer at 1870. And my cost average is 1850. As this thing is squeezing through 19, I'm adding again up to 40,000, 48,000. Watching here 19 or 15 or 1890 for the break of 19. Here I'm adding again as we get closer to that 19 breakout. This reason why I'm getting so aggressive here is because we just had that break of the trend. We just had that breakdown and we're reclaiming high a day, which means it's very bullish. Even though we had this 5 million shares of volume here on this pullback, it only lasted for 20 seconds and it's still going back up to highs. So because of that, I'm getting in max size here, 48,000 shares. I'm adding as we see this 19 seller here, 86,000 shares. Let's watch that break. 103,000 shares. Is it going to break? Adding as it breaks. Watching 1950 up to 56,000 shares here. Watching 1950. Is 1950 going to hold? It's not really holding. Going to start selling into those big buyers there. Selling out a quarter position. Watching 1950's holding. It's breaking. Going to take some more off here. 1970, 1950, taking another half off, taking another half off, taking some more, and getting out the rest there, 1920, 1940. Big buyer comes back in, we're back in, 16,000 shares. Is it going to hold 1950? It's not, I'm back out. So that was the biggest trade of the day. 56,000 shares there. And then, let's see. On AMRS, I'm pretty sure we just got up to 1,500 on it, and then we were kind of done with trading it. Yeah, so once we were up 1,500 on AMRS, we stopped trading it because it started just rolling over towards 14. At this point, I'm up 2,000 on the day. And I was starting to slow down. It was pretty much up. I've been trading for an hour and a half at that point, and was looking to start winding down. And then here we have one last hurrah on MIMO. Let's see, where's that start? MINO here. So on MIMO, this one had just went from 19 to 22 cents. A little bit lighter volume, but it's starting to get volume here. 1 million shares on that last candle and 500,000 shares on this candle. So I go and put it on my level 2, see how it looks like on the level 2. I don't want to get too aggressive too early, but it is starting to break up to 23 and it's still pushing highs. So I'll probably take a starter here. There's a big seller there at 23. Watching 23 on the ask. Seeing if we're going to get that break. Back down to 22. Taking a starter there at 22 on that dip. Watching 23 break. Adding at 23. Watching 24. Looking to take half off at 23. Seller at 24. Is it going to break? If it's not going to break, I'm going to be taking this off at 23. Taking the rest off at 23. 23.50. Okay, nice $170 trade. And then we go ahead and we have one more good trade on MIMO. Couple break-even trades, and then at 16.30, right here, we're flushing down here from 27 down to 23. Let me know if you guys can hear the garbage truck, by the way, in the comments, because I don't know. It's very loud on my end. So 27, flush down to 23. I'm looking to buy this dip. Taking a starter here at 23. Great fill there, 23.08. And it's already back to 25 on the ask, 24.50 on the bid. With a big seller on the ask. So this one, it's starting, this kind of drop on this price range, when it starts dropping multiple cents a share, and it's kind of starting, the spread in it's getting a little bit wider. Like right here it's not, but it was for a second, it was 23 by 25. That's when you have to start being a little bit more careful on it, making sure that you are getting those fills at the bid, making sure you're buying as it's dipping, not as it's bouncing. Because if you buy the bounce, you're going to get filled at 25, and then you're going to be down 2 cents a share, which on this is 10% of the stock value. So you don't want to be doing that. So right there, I got a good fill. That's a starter size at 23, and because of that fill, I can afford to add, if it wants to get back over 25, which I do. I take a small add there. I didn't add 8,000 there. I only added 4,000. You typically I'd add 8,000 up to 16,000. But I only added 4,000 because I wasn't too comfortable with the fact that it was dipping 4 cents. And the breakout of 25 was kind of slow. There's a seller at 25.50. Added at 25.50 as that broke, and 26, watching 26. Looking for, so right there I was looking at the ask, or at the bid. So on this break towards 26, I take a quarter off as the bid comes up to 25.90. knowing that I'm going to get out at least at 25.90, if not 26. And then taking some more off as this 26 holds. Taking a little bit more off, and then watching 27 for the break. It's not really breaking. In fact, 25 starts showing up on the bid again. So see, this is what I mean. It went from 27 to 25 in a couple seconds. So here, this one I had to be a lot more conservative with my share size because of the fact that it would just drop a couple cents just like that. So ended up selling the rest of my position at 26, 26.20. Then I have one more trade here. Yeah, this one, 32,000 shares. So watching here, in it, let's go back a little bit so we can see where I got in. 26.50. Let's watch here. It's holding 26 here. It's holding 26. There's 26.50 on the ask. Still holding 26. And then taking it here as 26.01. See the big buyer there at 26. Watching 26.01 for the break of 26.70 and 27. Just took 16,000 shares on that dip. Watching 27, that seller at 27 for an add. Adding as it breaks. And then taking profit on the break. So right there, we see 27.94 by 27.13. Big spread. Watching it for break of 28 now. Are we going to get that break? And we're not getting it. So I'm going to go ahead and take half off at 27. Oh, I got filled at 27.13 there. I thought I got filled at 27.95. Oh, I guess I got a bad fill there. Most of my shares were out at 27.13. Huh. Alright. And then rest out at 27.90, 27.80. Adding back as that seller starts to get bought through at 28. Watching 29 now. And I think I'm taking off the rest here at 29. 25, 28.70. Okay, it starts flushing down at 26 on the bids, and I get the rest out at 26. That puts me up 3,000 on the day, and then from there I just slowly gave back. These next 10 minutes I just gave back an extra little bit. Peaked at 3,100, and then let's see. Had a haircut here at the end. Let's see what this haircut was. 31. Let's see, and then 16,000 shares there at 31. And then it's flushing through 30, and I'm getting out as 30 breaks, but I end up getting filled at 29. So I believe I got filled at 29 there. Oh, I got filled at 30. Huh. Okay, I must have taken another trade then. 1 second here. Oh yeah, I get back in. Alright, this will be the final trade. Watching as it comes back over 30. There's 30.30. Is it going to hold 30? It's not holding 30, so I'm watching for an exit here. It's holding 30 a little bit on the bid. 8,000 shares on the bid. Is it going to hold? And it doesn't, so I'm getting out at 29.50 for a loss as well. And I'm pretty sure I go ahead and let's see here. 28.63, and then I have a small little 2-minute clip here where I continue trading a little bit more. And I take an extra loss here on a flush here, and at 33 flushes down to 31. I end up buying the dip there, 31.50. This was a bad trade, 31.50. I see it's not holding 31, so I get it. I go ahead and bail at 30.50. And that was the final trade of the day. down to 2,700 on the day. Overall, not bad trading. Our stats for today are 2-to-1 risk reward ratio, pretty much, and then 54% win rate, so not bad at all. 2.18 profit factor for the day. Yeah, so goals going forward, I'm going to be looking to start expanding into those $2 and up stocks, using small share size, very, very small, like not to the point where it wouldn't affect my day. Like I used one share on TSATU today. I made 56 cents on it. Doesn't make or break my day at all, but it shows that I can make money on it. That's I want to make a proof of concept for those stocks above $2. So if I can do a proof of concept, there's no reason why I can't do it with 400 shares and make 300 bucks on that stock. You know? So we'll see. Uh, Let me know if you guys like this format of video. You guys can see the level 2. You can see where I'm breaking it down. I can show you the big buyers, the big sellers, what I'm seeing on a little bit of a slower video where it's not as fast paced as live trading. But yeah, let me know if you guys like this, and if you do, I'll just go ahead and do these more often. Doesn't take too much time, and I get to kill two birds with one stone. I get to get my nightly review out of the way a little bit earlier in the day, and then yeah. All right, so take care, guys. Have a great weekend. I'll be back on Monday.